Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel here. I'm a teacher, and for today's video, I'm going to be joining Mindy Mom's Open Collab for a $5 dinner. Now, currently, I do cook for just one person in my studio, but that often means I will make a meal for a family, and I will split it up into just like meal preps or leftovers. I may even freeze it. And then often I will cook a meal for the family upstairs and take it up there, and I like to try to find something that is budget friendly because I have a lot of experience. In the past, I lived with all adults, and there were 4 of us, and I cooked for all of us, and I got our grocery bill down to about $200 or less a month, and that's pretty good considering 3 of them worked pretty physical jobs. So for today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a meal that's going to cost less than $5, and I actually went to 2 different stores. I actually went to Walmart and I bought the ingredients individually to make this meal for the family upstairs, but then it just sounded so good. So I decided to pick up the ingredients for myself, but I was near an Aldi. So I went to an Aldi to buy the ingredients for myself. And at Aldi, it's a little bit more difficult to buy ingredients individually. Like I couldn't buy a bulb of garlic or 1 onion. So I had to buy the things a little bit more in bulk. So for today's video, I'm going to do a little bit of a price comparison with my $5 dinner. So I'm going to be sharing with you the cost per meal if you went to Walmart and you bought the ingredients individually. And then what would it cost you if you went to Aldi? What would it cost for just that meal if you counted, how much would it cost per price for that onion or that 1 bulb of garlic? So that's what I'm going to be doing today. So also my last caveat is going to be that I do live in the Nashville, Tennessee area. So whatever the prices are for me, that's what they are. They might be different for you. Maybe they're cheaper. I don't know. Eggs have been so expensive the last few weeks, so it's been such a tragedy. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm going to share the prices for the 2 different stores, and then I'm going to share with you how to make the meal, and then after that I'll give some final thoughts as to whether I think that you should buy the ingredients in bulk or whether you should buy the ingredients individually for what's best for you, because I've been doing this a while and I have some tips. All right, thanks so much. Let's get started with the price comparison. We'll start with Walmart first.
At Walmart, a dozen eggs cost 96 cents. A variety of different corn tortillas cost $1.48. The onions were 88 cents a pound. This onion weighed a little over half a pound and it cost me about 49 cents. 1 bulb of garlic is 48 cents each. The jalapenos were $1.18 a pound. This one was 4/100ths of a pound and it actually only cost me 5 cents. Walmart has a variety of salsas in a can for around 63 cents. I didn't have any, so I picked up some diced chilies and tomatoes for about 68 cents. A variety of beans at Walmart are 48 cents for a can. I did have a picture of the black beans, but I actually picked up pinto beans because the family upstairs likes pinto. So at Walmart altogether, this would cost you $4.62 if you bought everything individually and you wouldn't have anything left over, maybe a few cloves of garlic. Now at Aldi, the eggs were 99 cents for an entire dozen. The corn tortillas were $1.19, but you did get a few less compared to the Walmart brand. This entire bag of onions was $1.19. You did get 9, making each onion 13 cents for one. 3 bulbs of garlic was 99 cents, making each bulb only 33 cents each. This entire bag of jalapenos was only 69 cents. You did get 11 in the bag, making each one only 6 cents. This entire jar of salsa for 24 ounces was $1.19. If you used only 10 ounces like the diced chilies, it would cost you about 50 cents. Like Walmart, a variety of different beans costs 50 cents a can. Now at Aldi, although it would be cheaper per cost of the meal, which would be $3.70, do know that I had to pay $6.74 up front, but if I broke it down by meal, it would be cheaper compared to Walmart.
All right, now that we saw all of the prices, we're gonna get cooking. What we are making today is going to be something called migas. Now, for the way that I make it is not the way you have to make it. You can change it up. You can omit some of that stuff that I just showed, but the main 2 ingredients you do need are eggs and corn tortillas. After that, you can change things up. If you don't have people that like spiciness, you can take out the jalapeno, you can take out the onion and throw in cheese or throw in some sour cream. I would definitely recommend this also though. Get a mild salsa maybe perhaps. Okay, so I'm about to grab everything from here and toss it in my bag and head upstairs and start prepping just everything. So this is all I need and let's get going.
Okay, I'm going to assume that you have oil and salt and pepper to use for cooking. I did also bring up my own spatula and my own knife. I'm not the only one that does this. Frugal Fit Mom said she did too. So I just like to cook with these particular materials. And then I just have everything ready to go here so I can prep it up. I have my corn tortillas I'm going to chop. I have my garlic, my onion, my jalapeno. Off to the side, I have my eggs that I'm going to scramble over here in this red bowl. And then I have the beans and the diced chilies that I'm going to be draining. So everything's here. We're going to start with the corn tortillas just to prep everything ahead of time. Okay, so I cut up my corn tortillas into like little tiny squares. You can do this in triangles or whatever shapes or strips. I just like to do the squares. I took the seeds out of my jalapenos before chopping to get rid of some of the heat. I do have some more corn tortillas that I am going to chop up. I'll just put that next on my list. And then usually I break up the corn tortillas like this just to kind of see how many I have to know whether or not I need to, chop up some more. Then I diced up the onion, the jalapeno, and that minced garlic, and I put all the corn tortillas in my fancy Cool Whip container here. And the rest I will set aside for later on to heat up. Of course, you will have some garlic left over because you really can't buy cloves of garlic. You can only buy a bulb, but it is what it is. Okay, let's head over to the eggs and those cans over there. So I drained those. They're ready to go. They have been set aside. The eggs are over here inside this bowl. Now, some people like to add milk. I didn't add it in the grocery list because I don't like it, but go to your packets that you have in the fridge, butter or some, creamer that you have from a recent restaurant trip, and you can use that if you really want to. Okay, then you're going to add some salt and pepper before you start whisking everything together and season it to your liking, of course. And they have this giant whisk, so I'm going to use this to whisk it up. I thought it was pretty funny because my hands were short in my arms. Okay, then we're going to get over to the pan. We're just going to heat it up and throw in some oil. Oh, wow, that's a lot of oil. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move it around my pan, and then I'm probably going to transfer it over to another pan for the beans. So it is heated up. It's pretty much ready to go. I have another pan off to the side where I dumped in some of the oil so I wouldn't waste it. We're going to refry these beans because I'm doing pinto for them. All right, we have the onion and the jalapeno. We're going to start with this. Don't do your garlic just yet because it will burn really quickly. We want this onion to be cooked well enough so that it is translucent. Once it is translucent and the color has changed a little bit, you can throw in the garlic, so it's ready to go. Move pretty quickly. Garlic will burn in like 30 seconds. So once you start to smell the fragrance from the garlic, then you know that it's pretty much cooked up. There will be a little bit of color to it, of course, but you have to move fast. Throw in your corn tortillas next and start moving those around. Corn tortillas are great. They will absorb any extra, moisture that you have in there. Next, go for the eggs and wait for it. Wait for it. Yeah, I did that. I'm leaving it in there though, because yeah, that's real life. I am seriously a messy, messy cook. But add your salt and pepper, of course, to the eggs, and you can, of course, add as much as you want. But then you're just going to take your spatula or your spoon, whatever you're using, and just start to combine everything. It will cook really, really fast. Once it's done, set it off to the side to cool off a little bit. Then bring over your pan for the beans. Now, you have to work really quickly because these will pop. Be careful, of course. And then use a masher to just like mash them. And this is where you're like refrying them. They had this little meat thing and it was the quickest thing I could find, so I used it. And then you can add your salt and pepper to taste. Some people like to throw in garlic if you have it. You don't have to do that. You can actually, if you want to, take that leftover garlic and mince it up and throw it in there. It will add great flavor. Once that is done, set it off to the side. And now we are going to heat up our corn tortillas. I have a comal here, but you don't have to use that. You can use just any kind of little pan, or if you have a burner, gas burner, you're brave enough, go ahead and do it there. My Mexican hands like to do that. Then just wrap them in a towel once they're done. My sister-in-law has this really cute Pampered Chef tortilla warmer, and now I really want one, even though I probably don't need it, but she has one, so I used it. Now everything is ready to go so that I can plate everything, and here we are. Here's the finished product. All right, now as I said, I did make this for myself on my Cuisinart skillet, and I just have everything plated over here. I did use black beans instead of the pinto beans because I like black beans. I felt like my eggs are a little fluffier. I think I use a little less corn tortillas and the salsa on top for myself, along with the side of tortillas. And I will say that these black beans were really flavorful. I was definitely impressed. I would make these again or buy them again. And then the salsa was left over, which was actually really great. And here is just some kind of leftover ingredients.
Okay, I thought I would pop in here at the end. So let's talk about buying in bulk or buying individually. I thought I'd just get some last thoughts here. So if you're a person who likes to use the same ingredients over and over again, and it would benefit you to buy onions or peppers or garlic a little bit more in bulk because it's a better price per individual ingredient, then go ahead and do that. If you're a person who likes to cook a lot of different meals and you might only need a couple cloves of garlic or you might not need a whole bag of peppers, then I would suggest just buying your things individually. Also take in mind your space. If you have room to store extra ingredients, that's great. If you don't, like maybe you're like a studio apartment like me and you really only have a little bit of space, then I would suggest buying your things individually. I do a little bit of both, and that's what I would suggest. Keep that in mind. If you're really not going to use a whole bag of jalapenos, then buy just one, because even though those onions were like 13 cents for one onion, if you only use the one onion instead of buying it individually, did you really save money? No, because you wasted money. So I just wanted to give that last little thought there to keep that in mind. But thank you so much for watching. Either way you choose, this will be less than $5 for this meal. And thank you for joining me. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more budget-friendly meals. Thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.